Welcome back, all of y'all. Today's interview is with the talented Dr. Lakshmi, who has secured rank 15th in NEET SS 2023. Many congratulations, Lakshmi.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, this interview is for you to discuss with us a little about yourself and then your strategies to get such a fabulous rank in the exam. So, over to you, Dr. Lakshmi. Tell me about your UG and PG. Where did you do your graduation from?
Ma'am, my UG was in 2013. I started MBBS from Madurai Medical College. I graduated in 2019. I took 1 year break for my PG preparation because internship down south is so
Okay.
hectic. We don't get time there.
Yes, and strict
And so
also
I
that you
joined.
have to attend.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I joined MAMC Delhi on 2020 batch, basically. I finished it on June 2023.
So all pressures this time. Yes, Mallory was also a fresher. You're also a fresher.
Yes,
Wonderful.
ma'am. She
So
was
you've
my
just
batchmate.
you're both of you are batchmates.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Same
ma'am.
college.
Same college, yeah.
Okay, so it is so nice that two people from the same college have got such good ranks. Wonderful. So you also cleared your exam in June only.
Yes, ma'am. June.
So how was the strategy? Were you reading from your first year? Was this plan there in your head since the first year?
Ma'am, my first year was basically in COVID. So I started to read in my first year. Actually, I started with my Williams. And I had no idea regarding the guidelines or the rest of the stuff. But when we attend our classes, daily classes, I came to know about the guidelines. And
Yes.
I was basically focusing on obstetrics and the guidelines part initial years. Because first year, I had COVID duty and I had 14 days of quarantine also. I had no other job there. So I just kept on reading. Even if I didn't understand, I was just going through my books.
Wonderful. So you made use of the COVID time.
Yes, ma'am. And then I have seen my seniors actually go through this Repronet app and they have secured ranks and they have taken their dream branches. So I asked their guidance, but I didn't start it in my PG, ma'am. I basically joined your course only after PG. During my second year, it went in thesis, and third year, I started reading. I was reading all standard books. I finished almost all chapters of Williams, and then I read Novak's for Gynae and Spiroff's like only inferred part and one or two endocrine chapters. That's all. And
Okay.
for cancer, it was only guidelines of FIGO and NCCM.
All right. So tell me for
So
your
this was my PG preparation.
right. So this is the ideal preparation to do. But when students prepare from such big books, how do you prepare for the exit exam, the theory exam? Do you write notes?
Yes, ma'am. I don't write notes. I don't take notes at all.
So how do you revise
And
just
so
the
we
day
can take it.
before? Do you open
Ma'am,
Williams the day before your exam?
I feel I'm a fast reader, so I can read a lot in minimum time. But one thing is that I have to repeat it multiple times. So I make a book, matlab, in my iPad. I make a PDF file containing if it is like hypertension, I would take chapter of hypertension from Williams, the guidelines of hypertension, I would club it into all. I will highlight only the important points, and for revision, only read out the highlighted part. So
So
that was
this
my mode
you
of
do in
revision.
PDF.
Yes, ma'am, I do it in a
You are
GoodNotes
quite
app.
tech
And
savvy. Now, you're the kind of student which is difficult to achieve. These interviews are for people uh, to follow, students who
I
can
know.
be followed. Now, I can't expect or tell my students to read everything from the first year, and then
I
I
know,
can't
ma'am.
expect them to be so tech savvy that they have PDFs of different places in one PDF and then they are revising. So, you're genuinely talented, and that helped you a lot.
So
Yes.
it took a
So,
lot of time basically, but I think that helped me in the final.
the notes were soft copies only. You've not
Yes,
written
ma'am.
anything.
No, I did not write except when I started your videos only I took. Before that, I didn't have any notes of my
So,
own, only the
so tell
version.
me about the PDFs that you were making, the notes that you were making for your exit exam preparation. How did you do them?
Mom, the PDF like hypertension, I would like have it from the Williams. Matlab,
So
it is
this
like
this Williams you're saying is soft copy of Williams that you're reading.
yes, ma'am. I would export only the hypertension part into my GoodNotes app of I would collect it into a hypertension folder. So I
Okay.
can write upon that. I can cut down the theory, the theoretical Parkland Hospital, their unwanted stuffs. I just cut it off. I just mark the important points. So while revision, even if the pages is more, but I know where the points are, so I could make it faster, revise it faster. So
Yes,
multiple
like we
times.
use highlighters in textbooks.
Exactly, ma'am. So when you read the same points from different books, I feel it is more, you can recollect it more and
Yes,
your base is more
definitely.
stronger.
Definitely. Okay. So I understand that, and it is something that students need to learn if they're tech savvy, if they're used to reading from PDFs. Which is this app that you were using?
Good Notes, ma'am. Good Notes version 5 is what I use.
Good Notes. Is your phone Android or iPhone or is it iPad?
My phone is Android. My iPad, I have my iPad. I bought it in my first year. So
You were
I got,
reading in your iPad.
yes, ma'am, my iPad.
So this Good Notes app is in iPad only. I have
Yes,
a
ma'am.
Good Reader app. That's not the same, no?
No, ma'am, Good Notes is different.
Good
So
Notes is
it is
different.
very handy. It comes very handy. So I have a folder of separate NEET SS. I have separate folder for obstetrics, gynecology, malignancies. So it is very organized. I keep it organized.
Okay. I could ask Good Notes people for a collaboration because we're talking so much about it. And there are going to be students downloading it. Wonderful. So when did you join Reproneat Learning?
So, ma'am, I had my seniors who had used this platform. So I came to know my third year. So I didn't focus on that in my third year. But just after I finished my PG, I was I was very clear that I wanted super specialty. So I thought I'll give my first attempt a best try. So I joined your NEET your app in June 20, I think July 11th or something. I joined, ma'am. I joined your platform. I took a 2 months course. Then I started my full-fledged preparation after coming back from Delhi. Basically, I'm from Tamil Nadu, ma'am, Kanyakumari. So I shifted back here from Delhi. So I took your videos very seriously from like July end. I literally had 1 month before my NEET SS.
Yes.
So I thought I'll because I need to know the NEET SS point of view, how they ask questions that I cannot manage it on my own. I needed a guideline. I needed a guide from your platform. So I took that. I went through all of your videos. Like not even one video I left it out.
Okay,
I
in
went through
one
all
month
of your
you
videos.
went through all the videos,
Yes, ma'am. I literally
which
took
I
it means
have taken almost 3 years to prepare and compile.
even
That's
infertility, your
brilliant.
advanced part also. I went through everything. In just 4 weeks, I had my time and I went through it all.
You
And
went
I made notes from your
and you
videos. The
made
first time I
notes
did.
also.
Yes, so I incorporated it to my previous notes.
So
Like
you
any
made these
onco part.
notes in soft copy or in hard copy. You wrote them or you typed them.
iPad, ma'am. I wrote them with my iPad pencil. I wrote them.
Okay, so you're very tech savvy. You wrote on your iPad. Good, I'll buy an iPad
Yeah,
now.
I added onco part to already my onco notes. I added your onco part, your video notes to that.
So you went through the videos and you made your own notes. Did you open the
Yes,
notes?
ma'am.
Because there was just 1 month. Did you open
Ma'am,
the
I
notes that
didn't
I
get the
have put?
time to open the
You didn't
notes.
get the time, obviously. Yes.
Whatever you told during the videos, I just took notes.
You just wrote because the notes are the same thing. Whatever I say, I've written it down for your fast
Exactly.
revision. So you just wrote that. Did you solve MCQs? Did you get time to solve
Yes,
MCQs?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. During that 4 weeks, I finished a part like onco. I went through all the MCQs and I wrote down the MCQs which I was wrong or which new information was there. I had added to my notes. That was my basically.
So do you believe that apart from reading all of those good big books that you've been reading for all the 3 years, you're such an ideal student, was Reproneat helpful above all those things?
Yes, ma'am. It was very concise. I could make a like 4 weeks. I could revise the entire stuff and made me more stronger and confident than the knowledge I had post PG. After your course, I felt more confident. It was more concise and it was to the point. Everything was to the point. I could remember it more faster and it was more better than I think your notes were like concise manner and were more easier for revision, ma'am. Felt that. So for
Wonderful. Tell me just 1 month before the exam. So 1 month before the exam, you just revised everything.
like
How
August,
many revisions?
Ma'am, August 22nd, something, I finished my first reading, like your videos, I took your notes. Then I had literally 10 days, like September 9th was the exam.
Yes.
Then I started my second revision. I focused more on the onco and infert part. I was more confident in my obs part. So I just went through your videos once, that's all. I focused more on the infert and the onco part, ma'am. So I went through it again. Part was new to me. It was very new. So I went through it again.
So in this last 1 month, you did not open the books like Williams and Novak's and all.
No, ma'am. I did
There
not
was
open
no
the
time
books.
to read all those books this time. So it was just your
So
notes and Reproneat videos and the notes that you prepared.
and for revision, I felt I first revised your part, and if I had time during the schedule, I went through the like standard guidelines which I had. I went through
Which
it.
you had
Otherwise,
written.
if I didn't have time, I just went through your notes, ma'am. That's all
Okay,
for the
wonderful.
assessment.
So what I gather from this interview is that if you've been, for the students, if you've been reading for all the 3 years, you've been reading from big books, you've not wasted any time like normal residents do, like I did after joining residency first year. I was just relaxing after my in your, all India AIPMT exam we used to have that time. So after the stress, I 1 year I took to relax. And then second year, third year, all the stresses of gynecology. So you have to be focused like Dr. Lakshmi, and then you have to read all the 3 years. You have to, if there is time, if you can focus, people have different struggles in their life. You have had a life where the struggle was COVID and to read. Some people have other
Yes, ma'am.
stressors, other struggles in their life, and not everybody can read, not everybody can focus on Williams. So, if possible, if you're focused, it is going to be very helpful if you read like Dr. Lakshmi. And Williams is that one textbook which I would suggest. If you have to read one textbook, it is Williams, because it is easy to read, it is easy to finish, it is easy to revise, and it just jots down all ACOG guidelines only. So reading ACOG guidelines also becomes easy. So one book to read
Easier.
is Williams during your post graduation times. You read Speroff, but not completely.
Yes, ma'am. Just the infert part and few chapters of endocrine, like amenorrhea and menopause, 2 3 chapters. But that's all I could cover.
So books like Speroff and Berek and Hacker, I don't think they're so much important because they are very vast. And if you have to finish it in a short time, those are not the books. Uh, Leisurely, you can read if you want to read them. Otherwise, for revising, I don't think they're. If you have a lot of time, you can read those books. And then, if you do all of this in the first 3 years, if you read well, then in the last 1 month, just 1 month of fast revision, that like Dr. Lakshmi will help you get such beautiful rank. Now, Lakshmi, tell me, what tip would you want to give to the people who are appearing for FET and the people who are appearing for next year's NEET SS exam?
Mom, if they, matlab, I want to suggest them that I had a lot of onco exposure in my unit. I was posted in gynae onco unit, so I was very clear that I wanted NEET SS gynae onco. I did not join SR anywhere during this 2 3 months.
Okay, two,
So if
three
you
months you
have,
did not join.
I
Yes,
did not join anywhere, ma'am. So if you have the decision, you're clear key what you want, then go for it. Give your full attempt, at least 2 3 months. Give your full try, and
yes,
if you don't know what to choose, then you can go for SRship, see what is there and what is your
yes.
field of interest, and then go for it.
Yes, that's
And
important to decide. And what is needed is the background that a student who has read for 3 years can afford to lose 2 months in preparing. But somebody who's not read for 3 years, a lot of us don't read for all the 3 years. There are reasons. I had my reasons for not reading for 3 years. I started reading only after my post graduation. So there are reasons, there are valid reasons for not reading for 3 years. So if you haven't read, then those 2 months are not going to help you,
yes,
isn't it?
ma'am,
You had a
yes,
solid
ma'am.
background, and then you took Reproneat and you finished it in 1 month. But if somebody has never read, they're starting now, then depending on those 2 months after your PG is difficult. You may as well join SRship, do some clinical work, and then read alongside. A lot of students do that. But if you have read for 3 years, if from your first year, you're such a diligent student and such an intelligent student that from first day of first year, you've decided that you'll do super specialty, then of course you have to do it. You have to give 2 months to preparation. If that is all that is going to take now after your post graduation exam. So if you have read for 3 years, take off from work. If you haven't, then continue with working and then preparing. What other tips would you give to those people who still have 11 to 12 months for the next exam, the next batch?
Mom,
Right.
like your platform, the videos you have and the things you have, like Infert, Onco, whatever be it, I think it is almost complete. Infert part, I was like, I didn't know much about much of info, mom. I just know about is this, what like few parts that is given in Spiroff. But when I went through your info chapters, your videos, I literally knew a lot of information. I gained a lot of stuff. I felt like info I can manage info. It was so much clarifying your videos where and onco part like NCCN guideline. If I set it and read, I had read it in the PG, but the clarity it was only after your videos clarity could connect everything, so it was very clearer after your video. So I would suggest everybody to go through your videos, and then you can if you want to make your base strong, then you can go through the guidelines and it will be easier for them. Like after your videos, when they go through NCCN or they go through FIGO, it will be much easier for them. Your video
Yes.
gives a base, it gives a
Yes.
very clear understanding of what is it and what is it.
Yes, it is important that
And
you
I think
stick to class notes, but also guidelines have to be read here and there. I cannot teach everything. I tried to teach everything, but then it gets very vast. So I have to keep it concise. In order to do that, I leave some things for you all to read. So guidelines have to be read. Some guidelines have to be read. Yes, wonderful. What else were you saying, Lakshmi?
ma'am, I feel matlab, I took notes, handwritten notes from your videos. And if they want, they can go through your notes also. Almost your notes have everything.
Yes,
You
they have
whatever you
everything that
say
I
is this
talk.
is available in your notes.
Yes.
Just because I needed to revise, I felt my handwritten note would be better for me.
Yes, handwritten, you write once, that also becomes a revision. So it's for different students have different ways of preparing. Some can
Exactly.
memorize from ready-made notes, which I would never do. I had to make my own notes to understand and to revise it in the exam. Some people need ready-made notes, so those notes are also available. Otherwise, if you are a person who makes notes, you can make notes also. Yes,
And
Lakshmi.
almost, ma'am, almost entire Barack hackers, I think you have covered in your videos
Yes.
on COVID. Entire
Except for
Barack
the
hackers.
breast chapter, which I really don't
Exactly, my
like.
last few chapters palliative care, and because I went through Barack and Hackers, like NEET SS got postponed, like I had 3 more weeks, so I didn't know what to do further. I thought I'll revise once more. I thought I'll just see what is there in Barack and Hackers, and almost 99% what's all there it was covered in your notes. So I
Yes, the
just
first
dropped it off
chapters
and
and all, everything.
revised your notes.
Pathology also, I've covered almost all of those chapters, the
Yes,
basics
ma'am.
plus
Yes,
individual
ma'am.
chapters.
Yes, ma'am.
Reading
So I
Baraganaka
just kept
becomes
on doing
easy after that. Wonderful. It was so nice talking with you. The tips are going to be very helpful to the students. Uh, we will not, I really want to know, but still, the counseling has been, counseling, it's the last day for the counseling today, right?
ma'am. Tomorrow, 14th is the last
Tomorrow
date.
is the last day. So your interest is in, if you
Gynae onco.
Gynae onco. Yes, you already told me that you were in an onco branch. So wonderful. It was nice having you over and talking with you. All the best for the counseling. May you get the best seat that you want. And we will stay
Thank
in
you.
touch. I need your help for a lot of things as
Sure,
you
ma'am. And one
become,
more thing, ma'am,
yes.
I would tell them to never skip your videos and just go through your notes. That is like you'll not
Yes.
retain stuff. Right?
Yes,
Go
that
through
is
your videos
important.
and the
First
words you say,
videos.
it comes to your mind during exams. Even when you see a question like the cervical cancer screening things, I didn't take more than 10 seconds for a question. Like I read the question, I remembered your words, but clicked the answer, just went on. It was so easier. That was very much easier for recollecting. Your videos are
So
much more
this is
easier,
the
ma'am, than
tip that
notes.
Dr. Lakshmi is
So
giving,
go through
not,
your videos, then for
yes,
revision.
not going directly to the notes. First, the videos, because they'll help you memorize, and then go through the
Exactly.
notes. Reading notes is monotonous. It's
Exactly.
difficult. It's difficult to memorize. Everything is in the same format, and revising on PDFs is difficult. So there needs to be some difference to remember. So first videos, understand the
And
concept, and then the notes become very easy.
and
Yes,
for even for revision, I went put your videos in like a 3x, 2.5x speed, and I revised. I didn't go through the notes like that. So it keeps you lively also and keeps you engaged, and it helps in recollecting stuff.
wonderful, Lakshmi. It is so nice to hear those words from you. It was very nice talking with you. And I was telling you that we're going to stay in touch because now I'm going to need you more than ever. A lot of things come up for which I'll give you a call or a message.